Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. What you are will show in what you do. The value of an idea lies in the using of it. If we did all the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. There's a way to do it, better find it. Being busy does not always mean real work. The object of all work is production or accomplishment. I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work. Restlessness and discontent are the first necessities of progress. Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. Discontent is the first necessity of progress. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man, and I will show you a failure. The three great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are hard work, stick-to-itiveness, and common sense. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. To invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. We often miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and looks like hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. The best thinking has been done in solitude. The worst has been done in turmoil. Nearly every person who develops an idea works it up to the point where it looks impossible, and then he gets discouraged. That's not the place to become discouraged. What a man's mind can create, man's character can control. I am not discouraged, because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this: you haven't. I never view mistakes as failures. They are simply the price I pay to learn. Maturity is often more absurd than youth, and very frequently is most unjust to youth. There is always a better way. Find it. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man, and I will show you a failure. Success is the result of good judgment. Good judgment is the result of experience, and experience is often the result of bad judgment. Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. Good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Double quotes. I never quit until I get what I'm after. What you are will show in what you do. Success depends on your backbone, not your wishbone. To have a great idea, have a lot of them. Vision without execution is hallucination. Being busy does not always mean real work. The object is to get things done, not just to be occupied. Vision without execution is hallucination. If parents pass enthusiasm along to their children, they will leave them in a state of incalculable value. Anything that won't sell, I don't want to invent. Its sale is proof of utility, and utility is success. The man who doesn't make up his mind to cultivate the habit of thinking misses the greatest pleasure in life. There's a way to do it, better find it. The only time I really become discouraged is when I think of all the things I would like to do and the little time I have in which to do them. Your worth lies in what you are and not in what you have. To be inventive, You have to be willing to fail 10 times before you succeed once. I owe my success to the fact that I never had a clock in my workroom. The greatest invention in the world is the mind of a child. I am proud of the fact that I have never invented weapons to kill. We don't know a millionth of 1% about anything. Great ideas originate in the muscles. Double quotes. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. What you are will show in what you do. I never failed once. It just happened to be a 2,000-step process. 5% of the people think. 10% of the people think they think. And the other 85% would rather die than think. The reason a lot of people do not recognize opportunity is because it usually goes around wearing overalls, looking like hard work. Do not stop experimenting. The result may surprise you. The man who doesn't make mistakes is unlikely to make anything. The greatest failure is not to try. I find my greatest pleasure, and so my reward, in the work that precedes what the world calls success. Nearly every man who develops an idea works it up to the point where it looks impossible. And then he gets discouraged. That's not the place to become discouraged. The successful person makes a habit of doing what the failing person doesn't like to do. Time is really the only capital that any human being has, and the only thing he can't afford to lose. To invent something, you need a good imagination and a lot of persistence. When you are exhausted, remember that even in darkness, light is born. There is far more in the world to explore than anyone could dream of. Start with what you don't know. Inspiration can be found everywhere. It's what you do with it that counts. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. The best way to guarantee the future is to invent it. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. I never allow myself to become discouraged under any circumstances. Show me a person who never made a mistake, and I will show you someone who never tried anything new. Our greatest invention will always be hope. The real measure of success is how much you have contributed to the world. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Inventing is not about the tools in the toolbox. It's about the ideas in your mind. Visionaries are not afraid of failure. They are afraid of regret. Don't wait for extraordinary opportunities. Seize common ones and make them great. We shall have no better conditions in the future if we are satisfied with all those which we have at present.